the video game and the legends that they're choosing. They're worried more about the play style. We are going to Demon Island, so this is a very small sidewall. Maybe this is going to discourage a little bit of that gameplay on the edge guard that Plum and Yunpyo want to do, or it's just going to make it like that much more devastating and volatile.
I'm definitely leaning towards the second option because I mean we've had two sets that are just absolutely volatile. As you can see right now, red team just getting bopped here a little bit, and I mean that's just kind of what blue team is going to bring to the table. However, Yunpyo is going to lose that first stock, but red team is not far behind, and that's what I'm talking about, man. Plum is just going crazy with these ground pounds. How many ground pound stacks have we got already? And it's only the 4th game we've seen for them on stream.
Dude, that was wild too. Like Plum was putting out a lot of pressure on the Froniix. Taxiivation comes in to relieve that pressure. Like he might have gotten one hit on Plum, but then all of a sudden he's over on the wall. Here comes the ground pound from Plum, and his original target, they get the KO right after that too. So like Plum was able to deal with both of them in that moment. The pressure valve, it broke.
As you can see right now, Yunpyo tried to get that recovery on Froniix, wasn't able to get the stock that he needed. The weapon toss from downtown, man. Oh my goodness, what a weapon toss. We've had a couple really fantastic weapon toss so far. And I think they've actually both been on Plum, who was in the middle of doing a crazy edge guard the last game. So that's actually really funny here. But blue team, kind of what I'm expecting here. You know, they've got a good energy behind them. They just got a nice strong 3-0, and they are starting off this game 1 with a really strong start here. Yunpyo though, 116. Oh, what a pickup though, and there we go once again, man. Plum with the ground pound to clean that up. What a beautiful team combo from these guys.
Yeah, that was a fantastic pass. I'm wondering if Plum was just busy the weekend of Springs, and that's why Yunpyo was like, look at this, man. Like they're dialed. Like they're dialed in. There is like zero margin of error, or maybe there's a lot of room for error, and they just like don't have to dip into that room for error because they're so laser dialed in on everything. 5 KOs coming out from Plum. Healthy damage numbers from everybody given the way that they're playing. Like you're going to see those lower damage numbers, especially when they get the KOs off the bottom with a ground pound and after their teammate like passed them, or like we saw the we saw Plum Gauntlet Neutralite, which is normally not a KO move until you do a bunch of damage, but Yunpyo was there to pick up the side air for the KO on the orb after that. So it's turning that Gauntlet Neutralite into a much earlier KO tool than it normally would be. So you're going to see those lower damage numbers, and we're forcing Froniix here onto a different Lance Legend. He's coming in with the Orion with the Black Knight pick.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely interesting to see how this works out. But, because what, he did pull out the Algrim last time, I think, for a character. So, no, did he start Algrim? Okay, yeah. So, we'll see if that works out for him. I'm not entirely sure right now. I mean, you know, again, it's just sometimes it's just a little bit of that energy just kind of, and the good thing is that they did this a little bit earlier too. So we'll see how it works out. But blue team already still looking like they're pretty good. Plum has taken quite a bit of damage though. But again, I mean, a little bit of damage isn't really anything to Plum. They're still going to go off stage. Granted, they lose the stock that time, but next time it might be different.
Yeah, I was really worried. Like, I saw Froniix come in with the side signature on the Lance, and he kind of went in between both members of blue team, and I was like, uh-oh, here it goes. And then he got the turnaround side air, which was great. He was even there looking to potentially save his teammate. You saw him look to the right as taxiivation was flung past him. He's still living, dude. His ability to maneuver off stage and not like panic jump or panic recovery into anything, they're going to trade out 1-for-1 there. Froniix has been playing like a really, really good first stock, even though the blue team has the lead, and Plum is like healthier than taxiivation was. Like, Froniix's first stock was incredible. Neutral sig KO off the top. His movement was great. Let's see what they got here. Oh, dropping the side light. At least he gets to turn around D-light as the other blue team member comes spawning back in.
Right now, red team with a decent lead here, especially with Plum going down with 2 early stocks. I mean, it hasn't stopped them being an offensive juggernaut and going for these really risky plays of playing off stage. But still, I mean, things could turn around at on the turn of a dime here. Right now, though, okay, tries to go for that pogo, not gonna be able to find it. Had him in 2 1v1 scenarios here. There we go. Weapon toss, no weapon now, though. Oh, that's big, and that is gonna be a stock down. Yunpyo now on their last stock. Plum, 154. They gotta find a way back down to the stage. They're currently getting juggled here, just looking for a way down, and red team is just not allowing it to happen. However, you gave them an opening. Nice. They're gonna take that for a mile here. Can you get another 2v1 combo? And as you can see, taxiivation trying to really live up to the evasion part of their name.
A little bit of team damage. They're splitting up the blue team, but they still maintain stage control as Froniix is floating above while taxiivation recovers on the right side of the stage. The ground pound comes in from Yunpyo. Froniix completely disengages. Taxiivation now on final stock. KO off the top potential, but they don't find it.
Yeah, this is okay. I was about to say, this is a scenario where I expect Plum to get either member of the red team off stage and literally throw it all away, but unfortunately they got scooped up pretty quick as red team is going to be able to secure that victory, and we finally have a real set here. That's not a 3-0. We've got one apiece for both teams. The red team swapping their character picks, definitely coming in very clutch here. That Orion, definitely a very big boost for this team.
Yeah, his evasion was like the biggest thing that I was looking at throughout that entire game, because at the end of it, he didn't take that much damage. Like, he wasn't putting up like 679 damage taken or anything like that, but he was still like a part of the fights. He did a great amount of damage. He also got KOs as well. Taxiivation did the most damage for that team, but Froniix was there, and like it was almost like he was just bait the whole time. Oh, they get the pick up here and they drop it again, dude. They gotta work on that. I think they were just a little bit too close for the timing to get that side light to come out. Side light on Axe can be a little bit slow compared to like an in light or anything like that. So like they just need to work on those team combos a little bit, because that's the second one that they've dropped now. And when you pick up two members with it, oh, Plum recovering into the stage, doesn't get the little like 45-degree interaction there where you can kind of use your momentum to ride that 45-degree angle up with that recovery.
Yeah, no, I think you're absolutely right. However, like, while they did drop the combo, this is still a better start than any game they've had in this set so far, and they won the last game. As you can see right now, that's 2 stocks down now. Red team really kind of getting into the flow of things here. They're going to be looking for a way to kind of put this pressure on the Plume. Both of them almost at risk of losing their stock off the top to that recovery, and still living here, man. Terrums, what a bulky boy.
Yeah, getting his signature hit from the wrong side of the stage and it not KOing. That's one of the things that the blue team was able to do before, is turn non-KOing moves into KOing moves with the follow-up from the teammate. They get 1, they get 2. This is going to fight their way back into this one, but we're looking at Yunpyo here. He's pretty much like 2/3 of the way through orange. He's at about 125 damage right now. Now he's at 140 damage. He's getting closer and closer to red. He's going to be red after that unarmed, I think it was a neutral air, might have been a neutral light hit from the red team, and he's gone.
Yep, once there, and honestly, it was a really aggressive option using the GC side stick to kind of get back to the stage. I was surprised there wasn't a bigger punish there, but they still found a way to get the stock out of the way anyway, so like, really no harm, no foul. But as you can see now, Plume at 182. Did they find a way? I mean, that's another ground pound for Plum as they just continue to just rack up these ground pound stocks, but they're going to lose that stock there as well. Froniix now 88 on their second stock, so again, red team with a pretty decent lead here. They're going to be working, trying to get Plum built up as much as possible, because they are the offensive force for the blue team here.
Yeah, even though he's found a few ground pounds this game, like, it's definitely not the frequency that he was fighting them with previously, and it's definitely not with the lead that they had previously. There's the side light, a little bit of weird crossover team damage coming out here. They get the stock off of Froniix. Let's see if they can do some work on a taxiivation as he double chase dodges up to completely disengage from the blue team, kind of float while Froniix is respawning. That recovery hitting Plume. Both members of the blue team are very damaged. It's not going to take much, especially with the Taros. There's the side air. He was looking for the stomp again, but Froniix came in with the side air. Should be a free edge guard here. They back away from it. They're a little bit too nervous about Plume on the edge, because they know they can throw out the side air right over the corner, have line of sight, get the KO, and win the game.
Yeah, no, again, still strong showing here. Blue team, looks like they're going to be trying to stick it out here with the same character picks, which I guess I'm not too surprised. Kind of what got them this far in the first place. But yeah, no, that was a much better showing from red team. Again, kind of like what you were harping on earlier, which I totally agree on. They need to clean up those team combos. And not even just for this set, but I assume they're going to win this because they're playing really well. They need to get that online for the next set here. That's assuming that they win this, they move on. But blue team, I mean, they're already they're chaos incarnate. Like, it's anytime someone goes off stage, Plum's there. Plum is there immediately, just trying to get ground pounds, just trying to build up as much damage as possible, being an absolute thorn in the sides for red team. So they really they're doing a good job with that. However, I want to see if red team continue to get these punishes of just like, hey, you're being way too aggressive, and we're gonna make sure that you're gonna get punished for it every single time.
So we're going over here onto the Fortress of Lions. No legend swaps from either team coming out here. So we do still have like pretty small sidewalls here. We have really high ceilings, probably reasonably comparable to Demon Island here. Already putting out a lot of damage onto Froniix. The recoveries coming out from Plum's spear. Okay, he's going in with the ground pound. This time it's with a spear. Yep, it's another one. It's another one all the way over there. Froniix coming in. They get 1 KO. Can they get this on Plum? He's going to keep going in with the ground pound. Double ground pound for the red team right next to each other, dude. In tandem. That was terrifying.
Red team, we've been talking about how have you not recognized it yet? You're literally putting yourself where Plum wants you. However, red team's still in the lead here, but still, my good, please, even if you got a lead, don't do it.
I don't know, man. I'm kind of feeling it now. I'm going to say let it ride, brother. The way red team's playing so far, although we are pretty even, as Froniix is going to be spawning back in on his second stock. There's a nice 2-piece. Coming out from Yunpyo. The send back over to Plum. He's not able to follow up off of it just yet. Grabbing both members. Here's the ground pound. Here's one.
Yeah, tried to find a second one. Not going to be able to get it. Tried to go for the pogo. Not going to get that one either. And man, they've been doing a really good job of racking up this damage on Yunpyo. Again, like this early damage here, like, because then you put him in a position where he's just going to lose that stock, kind of what we talked about earlier, or he's just going to like fly to the end of the blast zone and then like recover back. Nope, still gonna be able to live though. Oh wait, that's huge. That's a big turnaround. All of a sudden, what was a deficit is now a lead for them, as we can see. But Yunpyo still at 173 and still just putting on the pressure here, as we see right now. But is gonna lose that stock to that Sarah.
It was 2 ground pounds from Plum over on the left side with the spear with the dare in between before he found that KO. I'm just like, the crazy thing is we haven't seen any like major dunks, because when Orion has a spear in his hand, you know he's looking for the GC insig. That's just like a classic Orion player thing to do. Tax evasion's on Taros. He has hammer. You know he's looking for the recovery dunks. Nice ground pound there from Froniix. He has his own ground pound, one of the more stronger ones in terms of fixed force, so you can get really early KOs with the Lance ground pound.
What a turnaround there too. I mean, that down there from Yunpyo to kind of like get that turnaround going here, putting down some pretty good pressure, and that is gonna allow Plum for the GC side lay into the recovery, and again a ground pound there to clean that one up. We're going into a game 5. This is exactly what I want to see here. Blue team answering back when it kind of seemed like all was lost here. So very good stuff so far. Red team, we got to see what you got left in the tank, because this is your last shot for both teams actually to try and get to this grand finals.
Yeah, that was mostly off the back of Plum doing a great job stepping up, because he got 5 of the KOs, he did the most damage, and he also took the most damage for his team. So like every single metric that we can point at was like Plum doing everything he possibly can. So big ups to Plum there, really putting the team on his back. It's not like Yunpyo was a heavyweight to carry, but definitely he was a weight to carry, and Plum did a great job there clutching up.
All right, well, here we go, Miami Dome, game 5. It is do or be knocked out forever here, at least in terms of the Summer Championships. And right now, blue team just getting bopped, man. That's 121 on Plum already. And they're going to try and answer back themselves. However, Plum going way off stage. Now got to find their way back on. Does get there, but now it's like just without a weapon. Still going to survive just a little bit longer in that recovery.
Yeah, over here on Miami Dome, even though we have those soft platforms kind of extending the main stage up, they weren't able to find the KO onto Plum when he was 150 damage, taken potentially off the top. Now they actually got him off the top. Yunpyo, the setup here, the weapon toss goes high. Froniix sets up with the down air, going into the ground pound. The unarmed recovery, not enough to do it. Plum hits a recovery from the gauntlets. The D-Sig, all the tax evasion is able to do is a neutral air there to punish it.
And there we go, another one, not quite gonna be able to get that. As we can see, Yunpyo trying to find a way to track him down. Yunpyo and Froniix both holding on to these third stocks pretty early, or pretty late, I guess, until we see that ground pound from Yunpyo. Very well played. 176 going to try and extend this stock as long as possible. Barely living here.
I think the only thing he had time to hit is the neutral light after that, the side air onto Plum, just because they were so close, both members of the red team. So he couldn't find like a side stick to actually get the KO. He had to get something, and the neutral light was the best option there.
Ooh, okay, this one's a little bit tough now. Blue team both coming back here. They did kind of have a lead for a little bit, but now it's two socks and 1 sock apiece for Yunpyo and Plum. They're going to be looking for a way to try and get this going here. However, this could be turned around in a matter of an instant, just going off of how Plum's been playing. As you can see, that's one red player. You can see the ground pound attempt, at least a soft ground pound attempt, while going back to the stage. But yeah, now all it takes is just you going off stage, and Plum just smells blood in the water and just will go for the craziest plays possible.
Nice side sig. Of course, he has the spear in hand now, so he's going to move in with those big ground pounds. Okay, he's going to hit his teammate, but also he was looking at the real prize, which was the enemy. They're going to trade out 1-for-1 for that. It's actually not really going to help them there just because the red team is in the lead after it, given that tax evasion is still living, but not anymore. All of a sudden, this game is so close. We're in game 5 here, Skiff.
It's really going to come down to the wire. As you can see, the recovery. And it's not that there's, like, he was really going to lose that stock, but still, like, it doesn't matter how much damage you have. Just being all the way up there and getting hit by recovery is always a scary moment to be in. However, big damage. Unfortunately, Yunpyo just not going to be in the right spot to continue that pickup. As we can see, though, red team, nice stage control here right now. We've got a rocket lance in hand for Froniix. He's looking for a way to kind of put down this pressure. Goes for a weapon toss.
It's like he doesn't know what to do. He goes with a side sig. In comes Plum with a D-like ground pound, but tax evasion's right on his heels. There's a GC side sig to get back to the stage, covering the top of the wall while also moving himself towards it. Yunpyo in the 1v2. Let's see if he's got it here. It's definitely winnable, but he's not going to be able to take too much punishment. He's waiting for the down air to set up. Nothing. Yunpyo gets back on the stage, goes over to the soft platform, does the Radish with the turnaround reverse slide charge motorcycle, and they see it coming. It's too telegraphed. It's too early. It's too reactive. And they get the easy punish for the KO. And in game 5, Froniix and tax evasion take it over Yunpyo and Plum.
Dude, it was like the craziest threading the needle recovery that